Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
Bandwidth for the new screensavers is provided by CacheFly at CacheFly.com. The new screensavers is brought to you by Qualcomm Snapdragon Gigabit LTE. To learn more about fiber optic download speeds on a smartphone, go to snapdragon.com/gigabit. And by Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. Home plays a big role in your life. That's why Quicken Loans created Rocket Mortgage. It lets you apply simply and understand the entire mortgage process fully so you can be confident you're getting the right mortgage for you. Get started at rocketmortgage.com/NSS. And by WordPress. Your customers want to find you. So build a WordPress.com website and help them connect with your business. Get 15% off any new plan purchase at WordPress.com/NSS.
Setting up multi-room music on the Echo, revive an old Mac Pro, and cook with a smart oven. Live from the Twit Eastside Studios in Petaluma, California, it's the new Screensavers.
Time. That was really nicely done. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Roberto Baldwin.
Hello, everybody. I'm Roberto Baldwin.
It's great to see you. I'm Leon
good
Laporte.
to see you.
You've never done this show before.
I have never done this show before. I don't know what's going on.
How do we coerce you into coming up here for this?
I'm
thrilled.
I just travel a lot, I think.
He said he got
I'm a busy guy. I'm a busy
He had a car. You came up here, and it was 106 degrees, and you came up here with no air conditioning. So I'm so grateful.
As soon as I got a zip car, and as soon as I pull out of the lot, the fan turned off.
That's a bad sign.
And so I was like, well, did I hit an eco button? Because all cars have eco modes now. And no. So I got over the bridge. I pull off the fuse cover, and
You tried to fix it.
Yeah, I tried to fix it. I'm a car guy. That's what and so I'm doing that. I'm popping up the fuse cover, and I swapped fuses. Nothing worked. And so now. Zipcar, I'm going to call them. And
you mentioned you're a car guy. This is one of your beats now at Engadget. You're covering automotive.
Yep.
That's pretty exciting. Well, I think we should say, is Zipcar everywhere in the United States? I think it's a Bay Area thing or California thing. The idea is you go online and you reserve a car, and then you just go and you get in it and you drive off.
Yeah.
There's no human involved.
Nope, no people, no humans, nobody to make sure that the air conditioning works. None of that.
This is kind of neat. And a lot of people who come up here because they live in San Francisco, they don't want to own a car because parking is miserable and it's expensive. When they need a car, they use Zipcar. I think it's another one of those kind of car sharing ideas that I think is really good.
But yeah, it's super convenient, and you can charge you by the hour as opposed to by the day.
Oh, really?
And it includes gas.
What?
So it ends up sometimes.
Is it pretty affordable? How much an hour?
$11 an hour. I think there's a sliding scale how much you are willing to pay per year for it. I have like the lowest version because I get review cars, so sometimes I have that car. I actually own a car, but my wife uses it for work because she works outside the city. I work inside the city.
I think it's a great solution. I really like this. Yeah, it's not expensive. Oh, so you pay a yearly fee, and then they have different plans. I get it. It's kind of complicated. All right.
Yeah, so you have to kind of sort of. I do it occasionally. I was using Enterprise had one called Car Share, and they just killed it, and it was the cheapest one. It was like $5 an hour.
Wow.
It was
Wow. But then you don't get air conditioning, so there's that. Coming up in the show today, we are going to test Sonos's new multi-room music. Not Sonos, Echo's multi-room music. I'm a little worried about Sonos. Sonos has a new speaker they're going to announce on October 4th, and it's going to have kind of Echo style. It's not clear. Well, it'll support Echo and Amazon Echo and Google Assistant and Cortana and Siri, or maybe you'll just pick one of those. We don't know. We'll know October 4th. But I think it's almost too little too late. Amazon's coming right up at them because now you can do multi-room music. But is it as good as Sonos? We're going to find out. We're going to test it. We're going to make some multi-room music. Digital Cleanse Part 4 this week with Megan Maroney, cleaning up your cloud storage. Something everybody ought to do once in a while.
Yeah, I started doing that with my My Dropbox, it's a train wreck.
It's actually analogous to real life. If you have a storage locker, it just fills and you pay monthly and you don't need any of that crap, right?
Yeah.
It's just stuff.
It seems like it's a giant storage area for photos.
Yeah.
Is where, because I need to be able to get to the photos.
So you have a storage locker?
Yeah, I'm paying Dropbox $10 a month
for photos.
You know, a terabyte of photos.
And Google and Amazon both would give it to you for free. You don't need it.
Yeah.
You don't trust them.
I don't know. I like to diversify who I'm working with.
Yeah.
That's sort of
that makes sense.
But Google Photos is amazing.
This morning, my wife said, for some reason, they called and said, bring your cheese grater to work. And she thought it was I said, I'm going to need help putting that in the car. She said, what do you get weak all of a sudden? No, it's the cheese grater Macintosh, the old Mac Pro, best Mac ever made, in my opinion. And we have Mandy the Clown on, and she's going to ask us about upgrading it.
Making it newish.
Newish.
Or new.
Yes, it's newish.
It's new to you.
Yeah. And actually, I already did this with this particular Mac Pro, so we'll show you what you do. Speaking of echoes, Amazon has been very, I don't know what, liberal with giving out licenses to Amazon Voice Services. It's going to be everywhere. In fact, next week at CEDIA, we're going to see Sony. There's a whole bunch of companies going to do this stuff. This is a new one. This is from Anker. You know Anker. We love Anker. They make batteries and stuff. It's a Chinese company. They have a new label called Eufy. Not a great name, E-U-F-Y. And they have their own, basically Echo Dot, but it's less than the Echo Dot. They call it the Genie, and it uses Amazon Web Services. But there are some caveats. We'll share those with you. We're also going to cook dinner, because you haven't eaten. You had an ice cream sandwich.
I had an ice cream sandwich for breakfast.
It's not going to do.
Because it's very hot, and I'm a 13-year-old child. Left to my own devices, I'll just eat ice cream and chili dogs all day.
So we're going to make a dinner for you.
Yes.
Thai meatballs.
That's
green beans.
Much nicer than I would usually get.
And hoisin sauce. This comes from a company called Tovala. It's a meal service that includes the oven. But it's not just your everyday oven. We're actually going to cook a little later on. We're going to see how it tastes. Jason Howell will give us part 2 of his review of the Asus Zenfone AR. We also have lots of questions. But first, a look at the big stories of the day.
Boom.
Did you get an invitation from Apple to go to their big event?
Engadget got an invitation to Apple. I don't cover Apple. I haven't covered them in a very long time.
This is the one. If I had to, look at she just woke. Eufy just woke
very
up.
Excited about Apple events.
Now listen, because she says hello.
Hello.
Differently.
Yeah, it's different.
It's a different hello.
It's a different hello. Or maybe the speaker is just different enough where it sounds different from.
Hello. I don't know. She sounds.
There's a little bit more bass in her voice.
Hello is the how. Anyway. That's a conversation for another day. What were we talking about? Apple event.
Yes.
It's going to be at Apple Park. It's going to be at their new campus. I'm really excited about this. A lot of people got invitations. There's Carrie from Engadget.
Hi, Carrie.
She's going to be going. It says let's meet at our place. Isn't that cute? Because for the first time they have had events at the old Apple campus, but it was only
the town hall.
Town hall had like 300 seats. This has 1,000 seats. It's underground. It has that amazing kind of circle with the world's largest carbon fiber roof on it.
It's a giant donut.
It's a giant. It's weird. Look at that. It's got no walls. It's all glass, and then you go in there. They give you your badge, and then you go down those escalators. But to date, no one has ever come out alive. So
it's true.
I'm not gonna go to that event. I'm just gonna wait and see if anybody.
I'm a little sad I'm not going, but I also like coming out of things alive. So
I don't know. This is the first pictures we've seen of the.
But it's like when
downstairs.
You go to space. You know, if you make it to space and you happen to die, like on Mars, you went to Mars.
True. So who cares?
If you don't make it out of the Apple.
Steve Jobs Theater.
Yeah.
September 12th. We know they'll announce. Well, we're pretty sure. Nobody knows. They could shock us all. 3 new iPhones, including the 10th anniversary iPhone. What do you think? X, Pro, 8, 10?
Maybe X?
I like Pro, although apparently the rumor mill has debunked that. But I think the iPhone Pro, because they have a Mac Pro, they have an iMac Pro, they have an iPad Pro. Yeah. It seems as if you would have an iPhone Pro.
For professional iPhoning. Professional tweeting. I'm a professional tweeter.
You could call it the iPhone 1K because it's going to cost more than $1,000,
yeah.
they say. Rumor has it.
If you want those features, you got to pay the money.
You got to pay the bucks for the OLED and the face recognition and the super duper augmented reality camera and all that. Are you an iPhone user?
I am.
So you have a 7?
No.
No. You laugh as if, no.
You know why?
I don't have a 7.
And you know why? Because I like this.
You like a physical button?
No, I like a physical
headphone
jack.
Well,
this is a big deal breaker for me and Apple right now.
I kind of agree with you.
I really like iPhone. I really like the ecosystem.
Yeah.
But the lack of a headphone jack, sitting next to people who have iPhone 7, about a week in, they're like, what the?
I know. There's no. They told me there wasn't, but I didn't think I'd need it. But then you do.
And then you do. And
I'm with you.
Headphones. I use it to play. I have bands, and I use it to play the music.
Right. You're a musician. Yeah. You need to listen.
Yeah. The lack of the headphone jack is, and I know everyone else like, well, other people are doing it. I'm like, that doesn't make it right.
No, in fact, surprisingly few are doing it. In fact, Samsung is going to keep using the headphone jack in their Note 8, which will be coming out in a couple of weeks, we know. The Essential phone, though, does not have, and I'm a little worried about that. I'm getting mine sometime next week. We'll have it for you next week on the show for at least a first look. Depends when I get it. Anyway, there also is going to be a new Apple TV, a 4K UHD Apple TV. That's good.
That'll be nice.
New Apple Watch, Series 3 Apple Watch. Don't know.
Possibly
LTE chip, more storage,
more medical type thing.
More stuff.
More medical
It'll
stuff.
be more better.
That's a medical term. My wife works in the medical industry. She told me that medical stuff.
It's got medical stuff.
She works in a hospital.
We'll find out.
She's at the hospital right now, and I'm sure if I texted her, she would just
A week from Tuesday, September 12th. That's not very far. We're going to finally find out.
What it is.
The 10th anniversary iPhone. This has been hotly awaited. What else happened? Oh, I'm sad. I'm very sad about this. Juicero. Juicero has died. Tell us about Juicero, Roberto Baldwin.
Let's say you have $400.
Yeah, or $600 when you first got it.
Yeah, or $600.
It started at $600 for this juicer.
And you decided, you know what? I love juice.
Love juice so much.
But the mess and the cleanup.
Well, have you ever had a real juicer?
Yeah.
It's a pain in the butt. You got to clean it, and you get all this fiber left over.
You don't clean it, and just like
no,
that's flavor.
No, you have to clean it each time.
Clean it.
It's a mess. So actually, the guy who started Juicero is, I've heard, a very nice guy. He had a restaurant chain called, what was it called? It was called, I'm trying to remember. It was Doug Evans. His chain was called Organic Avenue. Remember that? They went bankrupt, by the way. Doug is apparently a very nice guy with no business sense at all.
No, you can be a nice person and have bad ideas. I have horrible ideas all the time.
It's not a bad idea. He had the insight. It's a pain to clean the juicer. We're going to make a high-tech juicer. Look, here it is, the Juicero. And everybody says this thing was over-engineered. But wait a minute. Go back a little bit, because the juicer wasn't really a juicer. Because if you open it up and you put, what it takes is basically oversized Capri Sun bags.
Yeah.
And all it really did was squeeze the bag.
It would just squeeze the bag.
And you know what killed Juicero? Besides the $6.99 price, you got to use your phone. Besides the $700 price,
juice.
Is Bloomberg in April did a story that said, you know, we got the bags. By the way, you have to subscribe to these because you have to have the Juicero and you have to have the bags. There's nothing. We figured out, and here's the video, you could squeeze it with your hand.
Look,
and it does the same thing.
She's making juice.
But look how hard she's working.
But 2 minutes.
Look,
and you know what? If you're the kind of person who's doing juice and you're going to do it all the time, because no one buys a juicer and keeps
you do
using
it every morning.
Everyone does it for about maybe 3 months.
And then you get bored of it.
It's like the Fitbit of your, and you stop.
Because you know why?
But if you're a person who's going to juice, you want that extra workout. You're just like, whoa.
I can juice.
You put that in Strava.
I'm a juicer. Oh, yeah, that's on my watch. Juice. Anyway, they bankrupt. What a surprise! They went out, and I think Bloomberg killed them. I mean, that really killed them. So if you go to now here's the good thing. And Doug, he's a really nice guy. He says, we're going to refund you if you did buy the juicer. We are stopping, by the way, we're going to stop. There's not going to be any more juice packs or anything. The whole thing's going kaput. But if you have a subscription, you're going to get your final delivery this week, and that's that. But we will refund. You can request a refund.
That's good.
That's not an insignificant thing.
That's a solid.
Yeah,
Give it all 5 people who bought it. They're getting a solid.
I'm thinking it can't have been that many, and that's probably why. That's probably why they can do it, right?
They got a ton of funding, so we're like, we have all this funding left. This isn't working. We have just enough to give.
Did they raise
back.
money for this?
They raised a lot of money. It was $100 million.
It seems like it's just on the face of it. This is Silicon Valley at its worst.
It is.
Like something you don't need. All it was an over-engineered thing that goes like that. That's all it was.
But you got delivered to your house.
And you got a subscription to Juice.
You get a subscription.
All
or
right.
you could just go to the store. Or you can use Amazon or Google Express or anything and actually have them deliver juice to your house.
Probably.
Or
you
go
could buy
outside
it.
and go to
Or
Jamba Juice.
Go to Jamba.
Go to Jamba Juice.
I love the Jamba Juice.
They give you the little extra.
You get the protein shot?
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard that they're going to have an erectile dysfunction shot soon.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the nation's getting older. Baby boomers. You gotta.
I'm going to go get juice. Stay right here. In a colossal screw-up, Essential accidentally. And by the way, at first I thought, oh, that's a phishing scam. That's not Essential. But Andy Rubin said, no, we screwed up. They needed, from a small number, roughly 70 people, they needed verification before they could send them the phone. I guess there was some concern about the credit card, because I didn't get asked for that.
Yeah.
But some people did. But they did it in a group email so that if you responded, everybody else in the group got your verification, your driver's license. Wow. That is just messy.
Yeah.
And by the way, they said they were going to ship first months ago, then weeks ago, and I got this shipping notice. I still don't have the phone. I don't know. I feel bad. I like Andy Rubin. I want to like Andy Rubin. He's the guy who started Android.
Nice guy.
He sold it to Google. I don't know if he's a nice guy, but I mean,
Oh,
I like
yeah,
Android.
I don't really care.
Have you met him? He's a lot humbler now, according to this.
I don't know if I've met him.
No.
It's been a long. I've met a lot of people, and I don't remember all of them.
I've met a lot of people. That's your excuse.
Well,
I've met a lot.
I've met a lot. Well, the sort of like mea culpa is that they're going to give him like a year of LifeLock, which is
what? That's the makeup.
That's the makeup for everything. Anytime your data is compromised by somebody,
we'll give you credit monitoring.
Here's a year,
but only for a year.
Here's a year of LifeLock.
That's basically announcing to the hackers, hey, you can use that stuff.
366 days from now,
no problem.
Boom.
Go right ahead. It's all yours. Finally, the last story, the Hyperloop. The reason I bring this up is because you were at this event. What was this competition?
So it was the third Hyperloop Pod Competition. It was held at SpaceX in Hawthorne, California.
What's the pod?
So the pod is the thing that they would put the people in.
Oh.
I sound a little bit like...
I'm worried about putting people in this. I think this is more for cargo than people because it's like a rail gun. This one went 200 miles an hour.
200 miles an hour.
And they're going to go 300 miles an hour. Were there people in this?
No.
Because this is a concussion.
Well, they talked about how they would, in real life, when it actually happens, it'll slowly accelerate, and then, it's not going to be. It's the difference between getting on 747 and, a fighter jet.
But what was the acceleration of this? It was pretty quick.
The team from Munich University, VAR, even though it's spelled W-A-R-R, theirs went up to 200 miles an hour, just like 201 point something.
And how fast did they get to that speed?
Pretty quickly.
Pretty quickly.
But they weren't using
article.
maglev, which is sort of supposed to be the future of the Hyperloop.
Right.
Magnetic levitation, where you're either using.
That's because don't like bullet trains use maglev.
Yeah. But it's very expensive.
Because there's no contact.
Yeah, there's no
floating
on
a magnetic field.
So the idea with Hyperloop is there's no friction on the rail. There's no friction inside the tube because it's a vacuum, and then you're just boom down, which is cool. I mean, in theory, yes, you can do it. But the infrastructure to build out a giant tube, and not just one tube, you got to put a tube for each way. And if you need to do maintenance on the tubes, that means you got to have 4 tubes. So 4 tubes going from LA to San Francisco.
That's a lot. Whereas if you had a train, you'd only need 1, right?
Yeah, because then you can just have rails that go off, and it's.
Yeah.
But all the technology that they're showing off here, it's a student competition. All the students are showing off.
That's impressive.
It's actually cool because all the research and everything they're doing, that can be used in other forms of transportation in the future. So even if Hyperloop just sort of crashes and burns, we never see it.
Here.
All the stuff that's happening, then these, all these students, they love Elon Musk, B, they're huge transportation nerds.
Right.
So whatever they're learning here,
I think
that
can
be used, if it's light rail or bullet trains or whatever.
Hyperloop is interesting because Musk is not doing a Hyperloop company. He's just told people and said, you do this.
Here's my idea.
But that's kind of, there's Roberto out there wearing a necktie.
Just me doing this.
Look at that. Look at that. You look so good. And is this the pod? Is that what the pods look? They're not that big. They're not big enough to put people in.
Some of them are bigger than others. The one that won is probably about the size of this table and about this tall.
Okay.
But there was another pod there that was 1,800 pounds.
Wow.
It was huge.
And they're all on the same Hyperloop?
They're all running on the same track.
Loop. Okay.
And the track is really it's not big enough for humans.
Right.
I mean, I guess if you laid someone down like in a coffin and just shot them down it.
You might.
Like the Running Man.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Remember the Running Man?
Could be the end. I've talked to some people about this, and a number of people think this isn't really going to end up being a people mover. It's going to be a cargo mover, undersea cargo mover, because you don't have to bore holes. You could just
lay it down.
Lay down a tunnel. That you just kind of off a ship. And then you could shoot. And if something bad happens, well, what if you lost a few iPhones?
Oh no, we lost. I know. When do we ship any more iPhones?
Yeah, but
people shipping
really
back
expensive.
Juiceros.
This is right now as we speak. Undoubtedly, there are 747s flying from Shenzhen, China, to the U.S. carrying tens of thousands of iPhones in their belly each plane, because they're shipping them over. Right?
They're trying to go quick.
They got probably 50 million iPhones. They got to get over here.
Yeah.
And that's expensive. And if you had a Hyperloop, it'd be.
Would it be cheaper though?
Well, I don't. I don't know. That's a question for you.
Hyperloop one. That's sort of their undersea.
Is it? You think it'd be more expensive than a 747?
I don't know, because you already had the infrastructure built for the planes.
What about robot zeppelins? That's what Patterson's.
Ooh, I like the idea of robot zeppelins.
I think that'd be good.
Yeah.
And if you filled them with hydrogen.
Ooh.
You could.
They float really well.
When you're tired of them, you just blow them up.
You just light a match.
Boom.
There's probably an iPhone app that you have to use. I gotta blow up the Zeppelin. You can't light a match. You gotta use the app.
We're gonna show you a stove in a little bit that you use an iPhone with, and we're gonna test all of these Amazon devices. But first, I want to tell you about a new sponsor, the folks at Qualcomm. Who doesn't know Qualcomm, right?
They make all the things in your phone.
If you've got a phone, you've got Qualcomm. Chances are. The Snapdragon processor. Well, they also do the radios in many of these phones, and they've got the new Snapdragon Gigabit LTE radio that's starting to emerge already. You probably have one if you have a Samsung Galaxy S8. You will definitely have one in a Note. These are the devices using it. And I'll tell you why you want to look for a device with the Qualcomm Snapdragon Gigabit LTE. Because this is the fastest data speeds, up to 7 times faster, not than the other phone, than your home Wi-Fi. This is so fast because, in effect, it's got 4 channels, additional lanes for your data to flow on, so you get more speed. It's 4x4 MIMO. It can turbocharge everything you're doing with your phone. Things like, well, imagine streaming, and we'll be doing this, 4K, 360 degrees of YouTube VR. No buffering, no stuttering. You don't want it to stutter while you're doing it. Access all your files in the cloud as if they were local on your phone. You could download hours of music, hours of video in seconds. Load Android Instant apps, instantly. Gigabit LTE on Android with a Snapdragon Gigabit LTE chip. You want to find out more about it, there's actually a lot of great information on the website here. 250, go back to the 256 QAM. So currently our phones are using 64-bit QAM, which is, believe it or not, 6-bit chunks. I didn't know this. No wonder they're slow. Now you can go to 8-bit chunks. That alone is a 33% faster download speed. Just that alone. And then the MIMO, and this is really interesting. Snapdragon.com/gigabit. Demand it in your next phone. Make sure you got it. To learn more about fiber optic download speeds on a smartphone, go to snapdragon.com/gigabit. We thank Qualcomm so much for their support. I'm looking forward to getting my new Note 8. with my Snapdragon Gigabit LTE chip.
I especially love fast internet when I'm just about to get on the plane and I realize I haven't downloaded any movies from Netflix.
Every time.
Oh gosh,
in the airport, the worst place to do it.
Download.
Everybody else is doing it.
You're on the plane. They're all, please turn off your picture of plane.
No, it's almost there.
No, I can't.
It's almost there.
You're like taking off. You stole the phone. You're like, oh gosh. It's like 90%.
Oh.
I'm not going to watch.
I have to watch on the little thing in the back of the seat. Oh.
I'm going to watch The Big Bang Theory or some other junk show.
Yeah, they have the worst TV shows.
They do.
You know what's really fun? If you're watching Big Bang Theory, is take the laugh track out. Because it's not funny.
Yeah, okay.
It's not funny. But if the laugh track tells you it's funny, but if you don't have the laugh track, you're going, that's a joke?
Nerd word. That's the
nerd word.
punchline.
And they laugh. Bazinga! All right, we're gonna.
Qualcomm.
Quantum. Snapdragon.
iPhone.
LTE.
Echo.
Those nerds are so funny. Don't say Echo because you woke it up.
Oh, sorry.
Shh. This is quite challenging. We have all these devices, and we have to have different triggers for them. We're going to show you the Eufy in a little bit, the Genie, but that's the only one that has to be ALEXA. So get a little later on, we're going to trigger your Echo if you have one. So, but we're not going to do it this time. We're going to try the new feature that it's not supported on the Eufy device, the new feature of group music. Now, this is the thing that made Sonos so spectacular. Sonos, as you know, I've spent thousands of dollars on Sonos. It was internet radio, it was wireless. But the cool part of it is you could listen to each speaker different stuff, but when you wanted to have, they called it party mode, you could have all the speakers do the same thing. And if you've ever tried that with Bluetooth speakers, it's very hard because they have to be in sync. So if they're not, it sounds like echoes.
Yeah, the latency is...
It's terrible. You can't do it. So this party mode was really, I think, a selling point for Sonos for years. But Sonos has not moved far forward, you know, and now Amazon has added what they call music groups, multi-room music groups. To set it up is non-trivial. First of all, you're going to have to do it in the Echo app. You know, it's the A-word app, but the Echo app.
Yeah.
I'll walk you through it. You're going to select Smart Home in the A app. Groups, create groups, multi-room music group. You have to there it is. You have to be all on the same Wi-Fi, okay? You can't have different Wi-Fi, but that makes sense. That's like Sonos. It all has to be on the same Wi-Fi. You're going to select which of your Echo devices. Obviously, you need multiple devices. But in my house, I have dots connected to speakers. I have Echo tubes.
They're just all over the place.
They're everywhere.
I still have one in a box.
Do you really?
Yeah. I'm like, I should put this one over here too.
You know,
I live in an apartment like the size of this area. There's just echoes and there's just dots all over the place.
So bad, I have one in my closet. Because I'm putting on my shoes, I want to listen to the news. Flash briefing. Anyway, now I know, that's insane, but they're $45, they're cheap. So anyway, so once you're enabled, you can say play, you know, I don't know, is your band on Amazon Music?
No.
Oh, no. Play Roberto's band on, and then the group name. Now, we created a group. We have an Echo over there. We have an Echo here. We have an Echo here. We have an Echo here. We created a group. We called it Everywhere. That's a good name. I thought was fairly apt. So I should be able to, let's try it. What should we play? What do you want to hear? Something fun.
Oh, gosh.
I know. Daft Punk.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
What is that called? Up All Night? Is that what you call that one? So I think I'm going to start here. Let's see if this works. Should I mute the other ones? They should all be muted so I can't talk to them, right? Okay, they're all muted. Just to prove, you don't have to do that, but I want to prove I'm not talking to anything else, right? I'm going to mute this one, not that it makes any difference. All right. Computer, listen to Daft Punk. Is that wrong?
Shuffling songs by Daft Punk.
Okay, that's good. But now it's only playing here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Echo, computer, stop. Computer, stop. All right, now I'm going to try it with a group. Let's see. So that was just playing there, okay? Computer, listen to Daft Punk everywhere. Well, that won't work if there's a song named Everywhere.
I think maybe you should say...
Computer, stop.
On group everywhere.
Computer, stop. Computer, stop. Computer, listen to Daft Punk on group everywhere.
Shuffling songs by Daft Punk.
No, so you got to do it faster because it's impatient. Computer, stop.
It's the worst episode of Star Trek.
Stop. Don't talk when I'm talking. I'm talking to the computer. Computer, stop. I feel like this is that old person Saturday Night Live bit with the echoes.
This is like a Who's on First bit.
Amanda. Okay, one more time. Computer, listen to Daft Punk on group everywhere.
Shuffling songs by Daft Punk on the Everywhere group.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Is it coming out other speakers?
Yeah, you can hear it.
It's coming out of there.
It's coming out of there.
It's coming out of there. But let's go all the way over here and see if it's coming out
do I have to go
over here. What I have to say is, even it's making music everywhere, but there's no echo. There's no, it's like, you don't have to go with me.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, look at that. Is it still coming out over there? Actually, check, Roberto.
Yeah.
And there's no latency, right? You'll vouch for that?
Yeah, it's still working.
And there's no latency. Like it's
no latency.
It sounds like it's one speaker.
It's like a party.
It's like a party.
It really is like a party.
All right.
It's nice.
We went to a lot of trouble for that.
This is a better song than the other song that you want to play.
No,
anyway.
thank goodness. All right, so.
Make it, do it, makes us
Harder.
harder.
Oh, you should do a Daft Punk cover band.
We tried.
Did you?
It's really hard.
It's hard to play
It's
this
hard
stuff?
to do Daft Punk live.
This is awesome.
We've tried 3 times.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have to wear helmets and like go like this?
We were just trying to get everything down, but it's
music's
so
hard.
repetitive and
Yeah.
it's
Hard to
super
do.
tough. Yeah.
Computer, stop.
No one can stop the Daft Punk.
Now, you can control it from any of the echoes now once you've got the group set up, right? So I could start it anywhere. It doesn't work with every music source. Amazon Music, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Pandora, but they say Spotify and SiriusXM are becoming soon. It doesn't work with the Tap, of all things. That's the battery-powered
The Tap
one.
is such a weird device.
Yeah, I wonder how much longer that'll be
like
around.
the whole Echo ecosystem. I reviewed the Tap and I was all.
And there's no, I don't get it.
They
It's
made
for
it
your
better. They
car
made
or
it
the
so you don't
beach.
have it. So you don't have to tap
You
it.
could
But you
tell-
like plug it to your phone and. But at that point you're like at the, hello. You know.
Yeah. I do love the dots though, because they're less expensive, $45.
Just plug it into a speaker.
Right, and that's what I do. I put it on good speakers, better than the, although the Echo Show now sounds a little bit better than the old original Echo. So no third-party devices like the Eufy, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. It will not work, I'm sorry to say, with flash briefings. We're on flash briefing, but you can't do the flash briefing in party mode. I guess that makes sense. That would be a really
Everyone,
bad party. Shh.
Party
Let's listen to
flash.
NPR. Yeah. It will not work with books. I wish it would, because it's not
that would be
unusual for
kinda
me to
nice.
put my Audible books on my Echo, and if I were like cleaning house,
Like walking
I could go
around.
all around.
That would be actually pretty cool.
Skills, nope. So you can't have farts everywhere. That would be cool.
Boo.
Dad jokes everywhere. That would really annoy the kids. And Bluetooth to external speakers, it doesn't work, but it will work if you have wired speakers, as we were talking about with the Dot. So, Jerry and Anthony put a lot of work into this for the shortest segment ever. But I appreciate it because I did want to see how this worked, and I think it worked very well. They said it was really tough to get working at first. It was a little buggy. You could see we had a little trouble. One of the problems was it did not work with our enterprise network. So even though they were all on the same Wi-Fi, something's going on with the network that's like security-wise or whatever that prevented it.
We need security when you got Daft Punk in every room of your house.
That's
Don't have a multi-node network in your house.
So actually what they did is they said, would you bring a router? And I brought in my Asus router. And so they're all on this like little normal network, like kind of like you would have in your house. Oh, sorry, Jerry, I got right in your shot. There it is. So there you go. That's a group mode. Again, you'll have to go into the app, select Smart Homes Groups, Create Groups, Multi-Room Music Group. I want to do this at home because I have echoes everywhere.
Yeah, I
in
gotta
your
do it.
apartment, you have more than one echo?
We have, yeah.
Lots of them.
Well, sometimes if you yell at the Echo in the living room too loudly, the one in the kitchen, you can hear it off in the distance. What?
I know. It's terrible.
Like, who's over there? Oh, it's the other Echo.
Or we're in the kitchen setting a timer, and then the echo in the other room goes off as the timer. It's like, oh crap! Now I have to go in the other room to stop the timer.
Yeah.
What Amazon says they've done is that it uses the array mics to figure out which one you're closer to and use that one. But sometimes they make mistakes.
Yeah. It's close.
I'm sorry, I can't do that.
You can just name everything different. So you're in the living room.
You only get 3 names.
Well, no, you get
Amazon, computer, A word, and an Echo. 4 names.
Okay.
But I have more than 4. I'm sorry. I'm embarrassed to say.
You got a problem.
We don't.
Well,
we
the
have a
ones that are
house.
furthest away, those are the ones you name computer, and then
Right. And then
as you get closer, you
get back to the A word.
We should get a spreadsheet. And
I did. That practically need that with skills, with the tasks, right? Yeah, I can't remember what I can do and don't. The show today brought to you by Rocket Mortgage, by Quicken Loans. We're going to show you this Eufy in just a second. But first, let's talk a little bit about Rocket Mortgage for the geek in us all. When it's time to move out of that apartment, Roberto, and buy a house, when it's time to refi, do yourself a favor. Don't do what we did the last time we bought a house. Don't go to the bank. First of all, you have to go to the bank. Right there, that's a pain in the butt.
When's the last time anyone was in a bank?
I know. There's
without being forced.
Wow, it's nice in here.
Without being forced, like all the ATMs are broke.
And it's empty, by the way.
Yeah, you just walk
it's
in.
empty. There's no one in there. But
people are like,
I don't want to go to the bank. I want to do the whole thing online, and that's what Rocket Mortgage does. Now, first of all, it is, and this is important, it's from a great lender. It's from Quicken Loans, #2 lender in the country, $92 billion last year in home loans. This is a good company. In fact, there is a bigger lender. It's the one you don't want to go with, the one with the stagecoach to the horses. So that's the one we went with last time. You know how bad this was? This was such a nightmare.
There's probably like 4 accounts with your name on it right now.
Oh, yeah, right. For one thing,
you own like 4 other houses.
For one thing, I own all these houses I didn't even know about. No, but it took them. So we went in. We picked the loan we wanted. They said, okay, you got to give us pay stubs and bank statements, whatever. So we did that. Then they came back a week later and said, okay, now you got to give us proof of insurance, all this stuff. Then every week they'd come back with one more document. A month in, we're going. The guy selling the house to us says, you don't have a loan yet. I'm going to sell it to somebody else. No, really, we're this close. The stagecoach is coming. I took around the bend, and we went on vacation. We are on a cruise. We had to call Lisa's sister to fax them more documents. It was not fun. Rocket Mortgage, next time, absolutely. First of all, you do it all online. You can do it on your phone. All you have to do is go to rocketmortgage.com/NSS. The whole thing online. So you could be like tomorrow, you and your wife, you go to an open house. You say, let's get out of this apartment. We need more room for our Amazon Echoes. You say, let's buy this house. You're there. You don't have to leave you could actually go online and within minutes get a home loan and show the realtor we're approved. It's that fast. All the paperwork is handled because they have trusted partners with all the banks and everything. They say, is this you? Is this your account? Do you give us permission? Based on your income, your assets, your credit, they will analyze everything and give you the home loan options you qualify for, and you could find the one that's just right for you. Pick your term, pick your rate, and you're good to go. It's that fast, that easy. It's Rocket Mortgage. Apply simply, understand fully, mortgage confidently with Rocket Mortgage and Quicken Loans. Go to rocketmortgage.com/NSS, equal housing lender, licensed in all 50 states, and MLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030. We thank Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans for supporting the new screensavers. And I could tell you, stagecoach is coming round the bend in a month, 2 months. It was like 3 months.
More like when Ron Howard sang the song.
You're actually dressed for Oklahoma.
I am.
You could be in
I'm dressed
Oklahoma.
like a picnic. I'm a picnic table.
Don't you
Please
wish you'd be there forever?
enjoy a sandwich off.
All right, coming up in just a bit, we're going to cook. Roberto and I, it's like the odd couple. We're gonna make dinner for poor Roberto, who hasn't eaten.
I had an ice cream sandwich.
That's not healthy, dude.
Is it really?
It's not a good breakfast.
It's
fat. It's sugar. It's protein.
So that's like three things in the pyramid, right?
Need.
Isn't that how the pyramid works?
It ain't no cold
fat,
pizza.
and then delicious, and then ice cream.
So maybe you noticed we had a little bit of a different kind of Amazon device here. We're starting to see Amazon's voice services everywhere. Phones, dishwashers, cars, right? Have you seen them in cars? Amazon's Echo
They're supposed to be
cars?
coming to the Ford.
Yeah. Instead of their own stuff, right?
Yeah.
I think that's great. So this is from a company that you probably know called Anker. We are big fans of the Anker batteries, and accessories. They're a Chinese company that decided instead of being kind of low cost, kind of budgety, we're going to try to do a high quality product at a good price, and I think they've done it. I love Anker stuff. So they've got a new kind of IoT brand called Eufy, and this EUFY, not a great name. This is the Eufy Genie. Oh, it's waking up. So first thing you'll notice, it's got a better speaker than the Dot. This is Dot price, $29 compared to $45 for the Dot.
Hello.
Hello.
It has a decent speaker. Now, let's try it. Let's go. Now, by the way, we're going to bleep this out, but if you're listening live or watching live, this may trigger you. Trigger alert. Listen to Daft Punk. Let's see how they sound on this. It's a little bit better speaker.
Shuffling songs by Daft Punk.
And it's also louder. You can hear that pretty well.
Yeah, it's louder.
Right? Yeah. I think that's actually not bad. It's probably not something you would want to... It's like an AM radio.
Yeah.
But better
it's
than
like
the
maybe
Dot.
in the bedroom, like next to the bed.
But just like the Dot, you could plug it into better speakers, powered speakers. It is much less expensive. It does have aux out. On the negatives, it doesn't do the Bluetooth. You can't pair it to a phone. You can't pair it to external speakers. But they say there's going to be a Bluetooth model coming. Well, it obviously won't be $25. So it's got a stop. It's only 2.4 gigahertz. I think the Dot goes to 5. I think. It's dual band. This is single band. It is one wake word only, and that's why we had to use the A word. We try not to do that because we're both pointing at that. They labeled these so I wouldn't say the wrong words. It only uses the A word. And it doesn't work with the multi-room sync that we just demonstrated.
Yeah, it doesn't work with that.
It doesn't work with that, and it doesn't work with drop-in, which I love. Do you ever use that? Your apartment probably wouldn't be that useful.
Yeah.
But it's cool. You could say drop-in on the living room.
Oh.
Yeah, you can't do it with this, though.
Boo.
But at $29, it's perhaps a contender, especially if you don't want to spend $20 more and use the...
I feel like in a
Echo
dorm
Dot.
room.
Yeah.
You say want a little speaker, because you can have a big speaker anyway, because the RA is going to yell at you.
That's a good point. This is RA friendly.
And you probably have like a little, tiny little router, maybe,
Right.
or you're using the school's router. Now everyone's going to be messing with your Echo, but that's fine.
I'm glad that you're echo-friendly, because sometimes we get hosts that just think I have something wrong with me, that I have so many Echoes. But you get it.
Echo's cool.
You get it, don't you?
You know what surprises me about the Echo is how many security researchers like it.
What?
Yeah.
You'd think they would say, I'm not
like,
putting
no,
a
private. But
microphone in my house.
most of them are like, nah, it's cool. They're like, it's cool.
I love it. And I think there's no evidence that the voice is going back to Anker or is going back to Amazon. You could look at it with Wireshark. You could see if there's a lot of traffic going on. It doesn't.
It could be accidentally, the trigger word, the wake word, or
right.
it can accidentally hear something and it sends stuff. And so there's always that. But if you're, you can just mute it. Or
But
if you're
who's
really paranoid,
listening?
you can unplug it. If you're like, oh, I'm gonna get in a big fight and probably murder someone, let me unplug my Echo.
Yeah, before you murder somebody, unplug it. I think that's a good idea.
Come on.
They did. There was a investigation,
that
of a hot tub murder. They subpoenaed the Amazon records, hoping that the guy might have said, "I'm dying, Alexa." The murderer was. But apparently, the police gave up on that, and in fact, Amazon was fighting it, and they said, "Okay, well, we don't have to worry about it anymore." So I guess anyway. That's the Genie. It's from Anker. Call for help coming up in just a bit. But first, Megan Maroney, part 4. You'd think she'd be clean by now, but this is going to go on.
Like a Silkwood scrub.
There's a lot more cleaning. Part 4 of her digital cleanse. Time to clean up the cloud.
Welcome back to the Twit Digital Cleanse. Thank you to everyone who is participating. #Digital Cleanse. Stick around until the end of the segment where I will hand out gold stars. This week, we're going to flush out all the toxins in our cloud storage. Let's start with the biggie, iCloud. iCloud is easy to use and it's trustworthy, but it's expensive, and I hate that they don't give you a discount for paying for a full year. Here's how to manage your iCloud storage from your iPhone or your iPad. iOS 10.3 and higher offers you a nice visual representation of how much storage you're paying for, how much you're using, and what you're using it for. To see it, go to Settings, tap your name, and then iCloud. If you have a lot of unused space, you might want to change your plan. To do that, tap the image under Storage and then tap Change Storage Plan to downgrade. If you find that you're almost to the limit of the space you're paying for, see if you have some room to purge by tapping Manage Storage. To manage iCloud on your Mac, go to Apple Menu, System Preferences, click iCloud, then click Manage. On a PC, open iCloud for Windows, then click Manage. Apple only gives you 5 gigs of free storage space on iCloud, whereas Google Drive gives you a whopping 15 gigs free. And as long as you're choosing the high quality size for your photos, you can store as many as you want. However, the free storage you get on Google Drive can fill up pretty fast, especially if you use Gmail and you archive all your emails. Last week, I told you how to achieve inbox zero, but that was more about getting mail out from in front of your face and archiving it somewhere so you can find it later. To really lose all that Google Drive weight fast, you're going to have to do some purging. Go to your Gmail categories and delete all those promo emails. Then start blocking and unsubscribing. Now cleanse your inbox of giant emails. Type larger:5M in the search bar. Delete the ones you don't need. And now flush out all those old files. To find those, type older_than:1Y. If you really want to be a power cleanser, combine the 2 search queries. And don't forget to empty your trash. In case this isn't obvious, if you've moved files to your trash, they are still taking up space until you empty it. And just like there are foods you can still eat on a cleanse, like avocados or green tea, some Google files don't count against your storage. If people share Google Docs, Sheets, or Forms with you, they're not taking up your space. And if you've been considering getting a new Android phone, you might want to get a Pixel. You can upload an unlimited number of photos, even at their original size, and an unlimited number of 4K videos from your Pixel. This even works if you buy a used Pixel. So binge on that storage all you want. OneDrive used to give you 15 gigs of free storage, but now they only give you 5. If you're storing files over the limit, you'll want to make sure you remove them before October 22nd, 2017, or they will be frozen. If you didn't see an email from Microsoft, check your spam folder. It included a direct link to clean up your files or to buy more storage. And finally, this week's Digital Cleanse Gold Stars go to Greg, who sent me a screenshot of that elusive "You're All Done" screen in what looks like the Gmail app on Android. High five and a gold star to Greg. Also, Michael, look at his beautiful desktop. I feel calmer just looking at it. And our final gold star of the week goes to Bill in Jacksonville, who sent me his notification screen. He says he's turned off all of his notifications except the one from iHurricane. Smart thinking, Bill. Send me another message to let me know that you and your family are okay. One last thing, friends. We need to have an intervention with one of our digital cleansers. J.L. Johnson on Twitter says he's never going to turn off his badge email count. He is proud of his 78,840 emails. I do not think that you're getting the concept of the cleanse, JL. Don't make me come to your house to help you clean out that inbox of yours. I am Megan Maroney, and I host iOS Today every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Pacific. Keep tweeting at me. I am at Megan Maroney, and use the hashtag Digital Cleanse.
I love it that she's got people following along with her and doing it. That's awesome.
That's good.
That's really awesome. So don't forget to tweet her and let her know how you're doing. Now it's time for a call for help. We're going to say hello to Mandy the Clown in Kensington, Maryland. Hi,
Mandy.
I'm sorry, Mandy. I can't resist. I love it. That's your day job is clowning?
Well, sort of. I have a pay stub job. I like to call it a wonderful job at a public access television station in Montgomery County, Maryland.
Oh, so you kind of do what we do.
Montgomery Community Media.
Oh, nice.
You do it a lot better than I do it.
Don't.
It's because of the shirt, isn't it?
You just, if you had the shirt.
You guys need more ninja shirts on the public access.
She can do stilts. She can juggle. She can unicycle. Look at that, Mandy the Clown, Mandy Dalton. And I love your outfit. You wear like is that a scrub-made hat.
Look at
I
the
guess
stilts.
Yeah, isn't that awesome?
I do a little bit of everything. Lately, I've been kind of going for this little rockabilly kind of look,
rockabilly clown.
So
Nice.
I try to get in touch with my clown's inner fashionista,
So what can we do for you tech-wise today?
Tech-wise, well, I work part-time at a public access television station. Please support your local public access television station.
Yep.
Your dollars that you pay in your cable bill, some of those actually go to support your right to put things on the air.
Right.
Stump speech over.
Right.
The station is going through a renovation, and so they had a bunch of machines that they were not going to use anymore. So they said to the county, hey, we've got this agreement with you that you get first dibs on them if we're getting rid of them. The county looked at them and said, we're not going to take them. And oh, by the way, you can't give them to anybody else either, which doesn't make any sense.
Bureaucracy.
So they're going to the landfill.
Yeah. And
what kind of machines?
The 2010 Mac Pro Tower.
Oh, I happen to have one right here. This is the cheese grater that that wanted me to bring in, and I love this thing. In fact, I wish Apple. It's heavy. I'm sorry, Roberto.
That's why I'm here.
We got the hard work. I wish Apple would make this again. We call it the cheese grater because of the dots on the front. It looks like you could. It looks like, but please don't, because it'll go right to the inside of the computer. But this was a tower case, beautifully designed. I mean, the heavy gauge aluminum. In fact, it's heavy to lift.
Yeah.
But it also was
supremely
upgradable. You could put more hard drives in it. It had cards, and they really, I think it was elegant. Look, there's just a little latch you pull on the side here, and this just comes right off. Look how heavy that is. You could. That's like Captain America's shield there.
You could put it on your block bullets.
You know what?
Hide behind
it. At least if they're going to the landfill, save these panels. You could really use those for your act,
and
right?
You could actually mount those on the wall, right?
Yeah,
with
you
the
could just
frame
mount it on the wall.
Solid.
You could
that
fake
is so
Steve Jobs'
beautiful.
name in there.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea.
Just like across the side. You
Yeah.
know, oh, Steve Jobs,
the original.
Like, well, you know.
But if you look inside these too, I mean, this is how a computer. No PC you can get today is as beautiful as this. It had bays for 1, 2, 3, 4 SATA drives. This is the power supply. There's 3 more drive slots here. They're using it for optical drives. You see, I have 2 DVD ROMs in there. This is mine. I love this, and I actually was using it until very recently. The CPU, this is ours is I think a quad-core Xeon, very fast processors, or actually, I think there's. What is in here? Do you remember? I think it's 2 or 3 quad-core Xeons, I think, E5s. Anyway, really fast. This is where you put the RAM in, and it has 4 slots. Very easy to put this. It's not DDR5, but you could get 128 gigs of RAM in this sucker. That's amazing.
It was super easy. Like you could just.
Oh, look at this. I mean, everything is so easy. This
whole thing
is a
comes
drawer
out,
that
like,
slides out.
It's beautiful.
Isn't it elegant?
More RAM slots.
Oh, wait a minute. There's another 4 there.
Look at that.
Holy cow.
No, there's a ton of RAM slots in this thing. And so, I mean, I guess that's part of my question is looking for resources online for finding out things like compatibility checkers. And
so the first thing you want to do is see which one you have. And the way you do that, if I'm going to wait till Roberto finishes putting that away, is there is on the back of it, and I think you've already done this because I think you sent us the model number, but for people who are following along, on the very back of it, the serial number, there's a barcode, but there's also the model number. And can you get that? I know it's a hard thing to shoot, but it says so right here.
It's tough.
Yeah, this is PRO/2 model number A1280 EMC. So that's what you need, and you can then go look that up somewhere like everymac.com and actually give it the model number, and that'll tell you everything. It'll tell you, what.
Great.
Yeah, there you go. It'll tell you. So this tells you everything it's capable of. I had already souped this up. I put more RAM in this. What was it? DDR4? Is that what I think we decided it was DDR4. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DDR3.
DDR3. Okay. Go ahead, Mandy.
Well, I don't want to have you lose your train of thought, but okay. So here's another hitch with me. I did bring this home from work, which means this was somebody else's machine.
Right.
And when I got it home, I was able to get in without the password and change. That. So,
well, what you're going to do is, I would strongly suggest pull the drives out and wipe them right away, right?
Right.
Zero
and,
those
but
things
that's
out.
the question. Bootable version of Mavericks.
Oh,
which
you don't
is
have
what
to
this thing
worry.
is running.
No.
Okay,
This
good,
is so
good,
easy.
Good. Okay.
Maybe not. So the more recent versions of the Mac, you just hold down Option R, and it can load the operating system from the internet. You don't need a disk.
But I don't have the admin password.
No, that's why you take out the drives and wipe them.
Okay, so I can do that first.
Well,
Can you wait?
I think this might be an issue with Maverick. So I'm going to have to look into that one. I know on more recent Macs, it's really nice that Apple puts the operating system on the network, and the machine will actually, Microsoft just started doing this with Windows 10. The machine will actually say, oh, I know what version I'm capable of, what you're licensed for, and download it over the network. It has a network install, in other words, built into it. By the way,
and so you would do that in recovery mode?
Yeah, Option R.
Yeah, Option R.
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
By the way, here's the trick I used to figure out the serial number. I didn't try to read it. I just use my iPhone, and I get in there and I turn on the flash and I snap a picture of it, and then that I can zoom in on any way I want to. It's an easy way to get the serial number off of, or I do this all the time on the back of machines and stuff. So it's well, you don't have to shoot that, but it's easy to do. So that would be question number one. If not, you can always go to eBay and get a copy of Mavericks. I think you actually have to purchase it, is what I'm thinking.
Well, I've been a Mac user for a long time, and I have.
You might have.
So I have my own account, and my own iCloud, and all of that.
If you could get a copy of it and put it on a bootable DVD, I presume you have the optical drives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even a thumb drive.
Yeah. See, I'm not even sure. These are 7 years old. I don't know if it'll boot from a thumb drive.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
But on my MacBook Pro, which is over here, and that's 2014, I can just create an optical drive.
That's what I would do. Guaranteed you could boot from a DVD. And then you restart the machine, you hold the Option key while it's booting, and you boot from the DVD. And you don't even have to wipe the drives first. Once you've got the operating system, Mavericks installed, booted up, you go into Disk Utility, and you'll wipe them. And
you can do clean install, and you're done with it.
There you go. Or you could do this.
Great.
Oh, there you go. It's clean install. There you go.
All right, and for Mavericks, that goes all the way back to Mavericks.
Oh, perfect.
Perfect. All right. But again, you want to go to every Mac to find out what's the latest version of the operating system. That's the one you're going to want to put on there. We put a new video card in here. This is kind of an interesting thing. This might be overkill. Remember that you can have a video card that's too fast for the bus, because it's got to be, the bus speeds are a limiter factor, and frankly, the CPU is a limiting factor. Most games are, they use the GPU, but they're going to maybe CPU bound if they can't figure out where that guy's supposed to be. Doesn't matter if they can draw him faster. Yeah. So I would say this is probably crazy, but we put the latest GeForce in here. This is the TI, the 1080 Ti. We actually benchmarked it on here versus Radeon HD 7950. It got the TI, 1080 Ti got a Geekbench 4 Metal score. Metal is Apple's graphics low-level routines of 68,013.
What?
Which is kind of amazing. Yeah. And that's running on this Mac, the Mac Pro 5.1, and it shows you all the RAM and all that stuff. There it is, the Xeon E5620. 2 processors, 8 cores. So that means that they're dual-core, 2 dual-core processors, 16 threads. That's pretty impressive. The things that are going to slow you down on this are I/O and the bus speeds, not the processor, because frankly newer processors aren't much faster. You've got enough RAM; it can't be as fast as the latest greatest RAM. I would probably say no need to put a 1080i, although Go ahead, Anthony, who did a lot. We were going to make a Hackintosh out of it.
The interesting thing is, I benchmark it using Windows also, and it passed VR Mark as like a.
Oh, so you could run.
You could run
an Oculus Rift on here.
There you go. You walk around your apartment.
In Boot Camp Windows, get ready for this. The Geekbench 4 OpenCL score, which is the equivalent of Metal. So what we were saying, 68,000 on the Mac, 191,000.
What?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
This is amazing performance compared to, it was 121% faster than the Radeon
Apple,
it
what
came
are you
with.
doing? Go
This
back.
is a nice machine, right?
Yeah.
I would
If
hate
you
to
could
see
rip
this
this
in a
out
landfill.
and just put all the current hardware that Apple makes in here. And
Well,
have
the
all
nice
this
thing about the
expandability.
GeForce, this GeForce is, by the way, you do want to, if you buy an upgraded video card, and I had put something in here before, but get the Mac version. And there aren't a lot of cards that make Mac versions, but that's because the power supplies are different, the connectors are different. You have to get one that works with the Mac, and then they'll have Mac drivers for it as well. Notice what we did here. We have 4 power connectors. There's the 2, and then there's 2 more that we're getting off of the hard drive. I couldn't put another hard drive in here because it's taking some of the power from the hard drive.
So much power. Just
Wow.
Yeah. But this is such a well-designed case. The cooling is so good. The power supply is so beefy that it handles all this just fine. I was amazed this worked.
I have another question, and this is kind of unrelated to this, but sort of related to the GPU thing. I think you mentioned recently on a Mac Break Weekly some of the external GPUs that are coming out for... Yeah,
this you would not use with this because those use Thunderbolt 3. It doesn't make sense to put the GPU outside unless you have a super fast connection into it, and so for that you need Thunderbolt 3. But you could do that with modern, like for instance the Mac. No, you can't do it with the Mac Pro, the new Mac Pro, because it's Thunderbolt 2. So you could do it; it would work, but it wouldn't give you the speeds that you'd want. This goes right on the bus, though. This is going right into the PCI Express slot.
It's the best.
That's amazing.
I know, right?
So you would have, I think if you, I mean, you're going to spend some money. I mean, the card alone costs more than a modern Macintosh. but so don't get, I would say, you know, a 980 would be plenty, a 960. That's what I would put it as, a 960 maybe. And so save your money on the video card because you could, I think you can overdo it. But if you put more RAM in here, put a little bit better video card, that Radeon that it came with was pretty crap. And put faster hard drives. I would look at SSDs, frankly.
Oh yeah,
SSDs make a big
that
difference.
was one of my questions. Was should that be one of the first orders of business as an SSD for the boot?
Yeah,
so much
just for the
now,
boot,
too.
just one, right?
Okay.
And a small one, 128 gigs will be plenty. Make that your boot drive. You still have room. You have 3 more drive bays, so you could still have 4 terabytes per if you wanted.
And there are 2 terabyte hard drives, I believe, already in there, so I can just move
you're
on.
set.
Yeah.
So obviously that
in
did
the
not come
world.
with that. They had been doing some upgrading as it is. They kept that thing.
Well,
alive.
it's a TV station, so obviously there. We were talking about
Storage.
Adobe Premiere. We're talking about the full Creative Cloud suite. I frequently edit on Premiere. I edit on less on Final Cut 10. I started out in Avid.
We had, I don't remember, 6 or 7 or 8 of these, I think, because we were using Final Cut. And when we replaced them with Premiere on Windows machines, we had a bunch of these Mac Pros to give away. It's mostly older ones, 2008. But we gave them to a local high school for their video production. Actually, we should have talked to the, I don't know if the local public access was using these anymore, but the high school was really happy to have them. And so we unlike the county of whatever county you're in Maryland, we don't have those legal restrictions, so we were able to give it to a high school.
They just had some restrictions. They had to follow some rules. It's
especially if they're not using passwords.
And look at what you can do. I mean, this has 2 optical connections, one in, one out, so you can digital optical in and out. It's got dual I think it's gigabit, but it's got dual Ethernet ports on there. This was something Apple built, 2 FireWire ports, and then 3. These are all the old USB 2 ports, alas. But
that's another desirable thing for me, because frequently I have people come to the public access station with things on old media, legacy media, right? And they want to transfer it so that they can play it HD over the air. Right. Because that is one of, by the way, another plug for public access. You can put anything on the air that you want, people. Please bring your content to us.
I know. I've seen public access in Manhattan. It's amazing what they do. So
yeah, we've actually got professional wrestling at our studio. What? Yes.
It's about time.
Wrestling. It's a outfit called Fight, F-I-G-H-T. Don't ask me what the acronym is all about. All I know is it's like soap opera with blood.
Wow. How fun is that?
So it's like real wrestling.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
real.
Realish. This breaks my heart because I feel like Apple designed easily the best tower ever.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They abandoned it for the Mac Pro, the trash can Mac, which had
black.
zero upgradability. This was the ultimate in upgradability, and it's still, I mean, still just a work of art.
And you can live in it if you need to.
You could move
right?
in. You would like
You
to.
rent this one Airbnb.
Yeah. So this, I was using this, my teenager was using this to run Windows on for video games. I ended up buying him a newer PC. So I don't know what we're going to do. I think we'll keep it here. And we can, should we do a, now you said Frankentosh. Is that different from a Hackintosh? What's a Frankentosh?
Well, that's what the kids are telling me these days,
Oh, the
Leo.
kids.
Is the kids, you know.
kids.
The
Do
kids,
whatever
they
the
got their
kids say.
lingo.
Yeah.
But the kids are telling me that Hackintoshing is like tricking old PC parts to become a brand new Mac.
Right.
And a top of the line Mac.
Right.
Frankentoshing is more like, hey, treat the old girl like she's that kind of sweet antique from the past.
This is a Frankentosh.
Just
But
like Frankenstein.
That's a Frankentosh.
Where they
yeah.
took an old
Frankentosh.
dead person and
We
treated him like a new
sew
person.
new parts together and put her, and keep this thing going. It's amazing, this thing.
And that's the idea, is that I don't like the whole culture nowadays of disposable hardware.
We tested this Mac Pro with the GeForce GTX 1080 Ti against our ultimate video gaming machine with a very similar, I think it was the same card in that, and it came close. Our 3D Mark Time Spy score for this machine was 7870 compared to 8400 for Overcome, which was probably state of the art for last year, as good as you can get, and it cost $5,000 or $6,000. The VR Mark Orange Room score, which tells you whether you can do VR, was 5728 for this. It could do 125 frames a second, but that's about half what the
and wasn't the
score was
8-core, if I remember right, this was like a $5,000 machine.
Oh yeah, I'm sure this was hugely expensive at the time.
Yeah, back at the time.
And by the way, this is another interesting point. You could probably find these on eBay for I don't know, under $1,000, I would guess. And that might be something to look into. Even just the chassis alone, it's just beautiful. Well, Mandy, you're no clown you're no slouch when it comes to computers. I think it's great that you got this, and I would say this is going to be really very comparable to a modern PC once you put the parts in.
Oh yeah.
I can't thank you enough for your help today. You know, certainly the resource you gave me, and you know, if the chat room has anything else that they can reach out with,
I'm sure they have lots of things to say. What's your handle in the chat room? Do you go in there?
Well, I go in there, but I do various different handles because girl who does it infrequently, you know how that goes.
Yeah. Use a male handle. Be Marvin the Clown.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Dude 43.
It's a shame that you have to do that. In fact, I think in our chat room anyway, you could be Mandy.
You guys, well, thanks. You guys, I will be Mandy from now on. Now that I've done this,
I'll look for you.
It's just a little thing with the internet. You
don't have to tell me.
The internet and the whole and the what the kids do and
You do not have to tell me. It makes me feel terrible. And it's just it's a sign of the times. But I think you're safe. We have great mods. I think you're safe.
You guys
in our
are
chat
great.
room.
I've never had any problems in the chat
so
room.
So be Mandy, and I'll know it's you. You can be Mandy the Clown.
Okay, great.
And I will look for you, Mandy. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much.
irc.twit.tv.
Thank you, Roberto, and thank you for the laughs today. You guys have been really tickling me.
He's a howl. This guy's a
You're a howl.
Character. We're gonna cook in just a little bit. Wait till you see what we got. Wait till you see what we got. Thank you, Mandy the Clown. Coming up next week, we'll be talking Android because Jason Howell will be here. I will have the Essential Phone. We'll be talking about the Galaxy Note 8 and answering your questions. Here's how you get on our show next week.
Need tech help? The new screensavers are here with answers. Email your tech questions to newscreensavers@twit.tv.
So Roberto arrived, hungry, ready to eat,
burning up, on
little
fire.
did you know, we had the Tovala here. This is an oven that actually Megan Maroney is going to review probably next week. She's been cooking all week in it. She's got a family of 5, 3 kids. Yeah, so multiple animals. So she So she knows a little bit about this. But I thought this would be kind of interesting. This is a weird kind of a take on the packaged meal kit. You know, we talk about HelloFresh, Blue Apron's a sponsor.
Juicero as a.
This is maybe, I don't know. This is an oven that is like a regular toaster oven, will broil and bake. But it also will, see, there's a water tank. It will steam. I'm not sure. I guess some foods you'd want to steam. And the company, Tovala, sells packaged meals. This is a packaged meal. This is the one we're going to make for you, okay?
Right.
So let's see how this works. So these are about $12 a meal. This is going to be a meal for 2. But since you haven't eaten, I think we should make it for more. So we've got green beans, see that? And we've got, these are some sort of Thai turkey meatball thing. These have been refrigerated, not frozen. The cost is $400 for the oven and then $12 per meal. So it is a little like the Juicero in that respect. You can, of course, use it as a regular oven, make up your own recipes. Now, I'm going to read the, would you read me the instructions?
All right, here we go.
Because I want to do this right.
Remove the plastic film from both trays.
Before cooking, in both cases. Oh, that smells good. Doesn't smell like, you know, sometimes I look at this and I think Alpo. But,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, but because Alpo does have really good meatballs. But
the Salisbury's.
You know, this actually smells fabulous. That smells delicious. That's the Thai meatballs. And then these green beans look good. They're well spiced. Oh, wait a minute. Roberto, you got to smell that. It's got a kind of a lime cilantro.
Oh, that is nice.
Ooh, that's tasty. All right. Now, what do I do next?
Now you want to pour the
hoisin sauce.
Hoisin glaze over the meatballs.
Just the meatballs.
Just the meatballs.
This is a very, you've used hoisin sauce before. It's a very sweet Chinese sauce.
It's delicious.
It is delicious, isn't it? And shall I be liberal with this?
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
I'm. All right. Now what?
Now we will put the trays in the oven.
Okay. Okay. It's a little hard to open that, so we're just going to slide those in. They're metal, aluminum trays, kind of like a TV dinner. Are you old enough to remember?
I remember
TV
dinners. We were
when Mom and Dad went to the movies, they'd leave us in a couple of TV dinners. Sometimes they wouldn't come back for
I always thought they were a
weeks.
treat.
I did too.
As a kid. I thought
that's how fried chicken tastes.
Yeah, I thought it was a treat if we had a TV dinner, as opposed to my parents making food from scratch.
No.
I'm like, no, Mom, put something in the thing, and it's going to cost more, and it's going to taste
chicken,
more.
and it would have the mashed potatoes and the peaches, and it would all taste the same. Everything
had the same flavor.
Same flavor.
It all just seeped into. There'd always be like a pea in your
Now I
tart.
think is this when I scan?
Now you will
turn it on. Is it ready to go?
Place trays in, scan the barcode and press the knob to start.
Okay, so it's got a QR code. I guess that's how it tells it what this is. And I'm going to scan it right under here. Right? Come on. The light went out. Oh. So now it says 18 minutes, and it's doing something. That's it, right?
And
okay.
Put it and press knob. You press the knob.
Oh.
Boop. There we go. And the
now
light came
it's
on.
counting down. The
it's
light
like an
came
easy
on.
bake oven.
Wow. All right. So they have single servings for $36, 3 meals weekly, 1 portion of each. They have double servings for $72, twice as much. This is Tovala, and we're gonna, we're gonna cook, and we're gonna eat before the show's over.
This is like Anthony Bourdain right here. This is. I hope he's not watching. He's gonna be so pissed if I say that.
As long as it's not Gordon Ramsay, I think it's okay.
Good dog.
It's a little more Guy Fieri than Anthony Bourdain. Okay, I'm just saying. All right, we're gonna have a full review of this next week with Megan Maroney. I've been watching her tweet about this all week long. I don't know what the review is gonna be. We'll take a break while the food cooks. Our show today brought to you by WordPress.com. If you're a business and you don't have a website, that's like a business not having a Yellow Pages listing. That's like a business not having a phone. I mean, nowadays, I don't do business with any company that I can't go to the web, look them up, find out what their rates are, kind of get a sense of them. Even if you're a plumber, a chimney sweep, I want to see your website. But I know you say, hey, my business is sweeping soot out of chimneys. It is not doing a website. I don't know anything about websites. Then you got to know about WordPress.com. Every day, millions of people go online to search for local businesses. And if your small business doesn't show up, don't let your Yelp review be the only presence on the net. because you cannot control that. And I have to tell you, for a lot of businesses, I search, that's the first result, Yelp. That's terrible. You want them to find your website. Go to WordPress.com. You don't have to know anything about the web. You just go there, you pick a template, you start putting things in. It's very easy. It's like filling out a form. You'll make it easier for customers to find you, to connect with you, to hear how you can help them. They just added e-commerce. This is a new feature on here so you can sell stuff. Your business needs an online home. It needs a WordPress.com website. And by the way, WordPress.com is a community. So people are brought to your site from the home page. They can follow you. There's a big follow button on there. There are hundreds of beautiful designs. It's very affordable. They have plans for every budget, including free. But you want to look at the business plans if I were you. I use a business plan. In fact, you can look at my WordPress site, leolaporte.com. I've been using WordPress since the early 2000s, since they started. And by the way, I'm not alone. 28% of all websites run on WordPress. Create your WordPress.com site and you'll see why. Get started today. We've got a special deal for you, 15% off any new plan purchase when you go to WordPress.com/NSS. Create your website, find the plan that's right for you. Don't let your only presence on the web be controlled by Facebook or Twitter or, heaven forfend, Yelp. You should have all that. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but you also need a site that's your own, with your own domain name and everything. WordPress.com. We thank them so much for supporting the new Screensavers and for hosting my site forever and ever. Coming up in just a little bit, we're going to look at the mailbag. Roberto and I will have a delicious meal.
Is it actually a bag? Do we like reach in and grab?
No, it's actually a box. And I don't know what we could call it the mail box.
We should get a box. We should get a bag.
We have a bag.
Like a sack.
We could get a bag. I thought it would be a bag, but see, it's that. It's like a rural route delivery mailbox.
Like any moment, someone's going to take a bat to it.
You were that kind of kid. You were driving along in your. What was it? What was that first car? Your Volkswagen Passat?
No, my first car was a Datsun 2000. 1969 Datsun 2000.
Look, that's Roberto left that the last time he was here.
It was a convertible. It was a roadster, so you could just like, swing bats like with abandon.
Right, you were such trouble. Anyway, Jason Howell last week, Jason Howell III, had a review. Had a review of the Asus Zenfone AR, right? Mm-hmm. But he did not. He talked about the apps, the dearth of apps, but he didn't really show us any apps. So we brought him back. This is part 2 of Jason's review of the first consumer-grade Tango phone and the apps available for it. Watch.
Did you hear? The mobile augmented reality race is on. Apple has ARKit waiting in the wings to hit a ton of devices by year's end. And Google just announced its own lightweight approach to AR called AR Core to hit 100 million devices by the end of 2017. Until that happens, we have Project Tango. Here are a few Tango apps to give you a sense of what to expect going forward. First, there are games that cater to the tracking capabilities of the technology. Towers for Tango, for example, is your standard tower building and management game, except it turns any surface into the landscape for your town. That means in order to manage things, you walk around the space and you get up close to the objects. So be ready to do some tumbling on the floor, or better yet, maybe put the tower on a table so you can walk around a little bit in comfort. Fury of the Gods is a tower defense game where you, a god, look down upon a mountain that is being slowly overrun by attackers that once followed you. But now, for whatever reason, they want to make their way up to the top and destroy you. This is a Tangoized version of a game that actually released a few years ago. And I have to say that rotating the phone around the tower to shine that weaponized lightning bolt onto those attackers is super satisfying. Yeah. This game is really fun. You definitely want to check it out.
Yeah, take that.
Something we'll see a lot of in augmented reality is transforming the space we're in to reveal interesting things. Vertigo for Tango is really simple, but shows how we can drop a portal into the ground of a room that we happen to be in. And as you look through it, it reveals a new dimension, be it a hidden city or a dungeon or even outer space down there. This is more of a tech demo than anything else, but a lot of developers are going to focus on this sort of transformational experience with augmented reality. Another strange one, of course, is Hollow, and I just discovered this one. It's very weird. No, not the outdated design language of Android's past, but an app that has a gallery of characters and celebrities in full 3D rendered motion video that you can place anywhere in the room that you like. Maybe it's Buzz Aldrin.
Get your ass to Mars.
Or maybe it's some guy dressed up like a bookcase because, well, I'm not really sure why. But then you can snap selfies or record a video with them. The quality isn't perfect by any means, but you can see where it's headed. And finally, there's Wayfair, which is, of course, a shopping site for home furnishings. And the Tango app allows you to find a piece of furniture you like and virtually place it in your room to see what that piece of furniture will look like when it's there, when you've ordered it, perfectly scaled. Shopping apps like this really show the possibilities of augmented reality because who hasn't wondered what something will look like when you get it home? Now you can. We'll see so much more of this over the next few years as the platforms take shape, and you won't need a Project Tango device to do it, and that's pretty exciting. I'm Jason Howell, and you can catch me every Tuesday on All About Android, talking about this tech and so much more here on twit.tv.
So dinner is being prepared right now. Unfortunately, they unplugged it by accident when they were moving it, and I don't know, it might be a little overcooked. So that's one thing. Don't unplug your Tovala in the middle of the
If thing is on a timer, don't unplug it.
Anything.
Because it doesn't know what to do now.
Well, we barcoded it again, but now it wants to cook it for a full 18 minutes. Thank you very much to Jason Howell for that review. Actually, I liked Buzz Aldrin in our studio. That was pretty cool. That
was pretty dope.
Are you ready? We're going to do the mailbag, and then we will have dinner.
Mailbag dinner.
We got 15 minutes for dinner. we had to start
No, we have
over.
less. We have 5 minutes less than that. So we have 10 minutes.
Oh, you don't have to finish it.
Yeah.
Why is it steaming like that? Is that part of the steaming part?
Maybe that was the first part.
Is it steaming it as well as baking it?
It does all three.
It smells good. Look, it's got a little chimney. Why, my God, we've elected a new pope. Okay, time for the mailbag.
Yeah.
Can we get Jerry back to roll the mailbag in? I tell you, you you wanted to go, and so we thought we'd bring you from the International House of Pancakes.
What?
Your own pancakes.
Are these actually from IHOP, like just now?
Yes.
I'm gonna eat.
Who went over to IHOP? Did you do that, Colleen? Oh my God. Wait a minute, you didn't put any syrup on it.
That's fine. Pancakes are just delicious.
Wait a minute, I want one. Oh no, I can't. I'm fasting. I can only look on. Wait a minute. Here we go. Here we go. Let's. Here's some butter and some.
I don't need no butter.
Syrup.
You do the show. I'll be over here.
Okay, I'll pick for you.
All right.
I pick this one.
All right.
Okay, and let's just see.
I'm probably not gonna have the answer. The answer's gonna be pancakes.
Hi, Leo and Fat Man. I have two of what would now be vintage computers. One is a Commodore 64. Wow. With peripherals and software. The other is a Mac Classic 2. Both are in original boxes. So what they would be about almost 30 years old. Wow. How do I find a good home for them? I don't need to sell them, but I'd love to find someone who might enjoy them as opposed to just junking them. Any ideas, Todd?
First, eBay. eBay is just
short answer because he's eating.
eBay.
eBay.
He
says he doesn't want to sell them, but I think you should because here's why.
Wants them.
Somebody who wants them, somebody who's willing to give you, I don't know, maybe $100, means that person really will do something with it. If the chances are, if you give it to somebody who just says, "Oh, that's cool," it'll end up in a garage sale or in their closet. They'll never use it. But if you put it on eBay and somebody spends, don't overcharge for it. You can go to eBay, look at what other similar systems in similar condition are going for, and charge half of that. Or 75% of that.
Yeah.
It'll go to a good home.
Yeah. Someone will.
I got a deal on a Commodore 64. I'm so excited.
Home playing Snake or whatever?
Normally with used computers, I recommend there are a lot of, and every town has somebody. In San Francisco, it's a computer recycling center, a place where you can bring old computers and they will fix them up for charity. So they typically will wipe the drives, they'll put Linux on them, they'll make sure they're all in functioning, and then they'll give it to a church or a school or a charity. But these are so old that wouldn't be a good.
But they're collector's items. But both of those are collector's items.
That's right. It's like you have a Model T. You're not going to give that to somebody to drive around, but you want to give it to a collector.
Yeah, just going to drive it once a week in the parade. These are the parade versions of computers.
You should get a little
like you get it, like you
table.
like roll it down the parade, and you just wave in, and we're like, oh, is that a Mac?
What was your first computer? Do you remember?
It was, well.
You must, come on. You shouldn't have to think about that. You remembered your first car like that.
Well, I was a car guy way before I was a computer guy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't get my first computer until I was...
Adult?
Yeah, like 21.
See, that's where your parents let you down. They gave you a car when you were a kid, but they didn't give you a computer.
Well, I had to buy the car, so...
Oh, all right.
And I'm like, as a 16-year-old or 15-year-old boy, I'm like, well, do I want to...
You bought your first car? You actually spent your money? You worked, you papered out and mowed lawns and all that?
First car, second car, yeah, all of them.
Wow. That's why you love cars.
That's why I love cars.
You got some skin in the game.
I do.
Look at, I don't say anything.
There's a meal coming.
There's a stove slowly getting closer to you. John Slanina's on his hands and knees.
Warm up the
slowly,
hold it close,
slowly moving the stove over. But we still have a few minutes, so let's do another question before dinner. Although, you're having quite a nice hors d'oeuvre.
I don't really care about Thai food anymore.
Say brought him pancakes?
Yeah. Thank you.
He knows she knows he's married, right? I'd watch out. When a girl gives you pancakes, you know what that means.
In some cultures, I'm a bigamist.
Married.
Yeah.
You're a bigamist.
Sorry.
That's right. Some cultures.
I think it's Canada.
That's Tim's bits. Email number 2. Hi, new screensavers. My son and I have Android phones and would like to find an app like FaceTime that we could use to be in touch. Duo. You could also use Skype. There are a lot of...
Skype.
There's
Duo.
Tango, Line. You can do it with WhatsApp now. Has video messaging.
Everything,
almost everything does.
Yeah.
So you should almost... I would start with your son. I don't know how old your son is, but if he's teenager or older, I would start with him and say, well, what messenger do you like? What do you use?
What do you use?
If he uses Facebook Messenger, if he uses WhatsApp, almost all the messengers now have video call.
Yeah.
And then that way you'll be on the same messenger.
Yeah, don't try to force your son into downloading another messaging app.
And that's, by the way, why Google, I'll never understand why Google released Duo. They released a FaceTime clone. It's pretty much the same idea. It's a video calling app. The one thing it does that FaceTime doesn't do is this knock feature, which I don't like. It shows you...
Oh, like
like when you're calling somebody, it shows you like hoping they'll answer. It's so pathetic.
It's weird.
It's just pathetic.
They're like, well, do I want to talk to him? Ooh, he's not looking good today now.
Yeah, no, it's like weird. I don't know. Anyway, that's the one thing it does that the others don't. Also, and that's why Duo is a non-starter, because they're competing with nothing better against a million other products. I don't understand it. Google's a little strange.
Google's messaging strategy is just all, I don't even know.
It's confused at
I'm
best.
like, I'm sorry.
How's that pancake?
I don't know what's going on. This pancake is outstanding.
You engulfed and devoured that pancake.
I have 3 more to go. Plus, I'm about to put like a meatball in here and smash it up.
Oh, you could do that.
Yeah.
Soon.
I use to sop up the meatball sauce.
Oh my God, you're just, and me on a fast.
I know, that's horrible.
I gotta watch this. Actually, it's good. You're putting me off my food.
The way you eat makes me not want to eat.
It makes me so unhungry. I'm going.
It's like, oh dear.
I want to use a location tracking app, so now I'm worried about this guy and his son. Tried 360 Life, was not happy with it. It used tons of battery. That is one problem with location tracking apps.
It's always on.
Then it uses a lot of juice to kind of do the locating, and it wasn't accurate, which is kind of annoying. It's a lot of power, and it doesn't do the job. What would you recommend? Oh, this is Teresa. I was thinking of father and son. It's a mother and son.
Well, the issue is that you're going to put it on your kid's phone, and if the kid doesn't want you to track them, they're going to turn it off.
They can always turn it off.
Yeah.
So
if you're concerned that that your child is getting into trouble,
right? If your kid's Android device is on your account, which it probably is, then Android's own device manager will do it. Android Device Manager, it's free, and it's kind of like Apple's Find My iPhone. Yeah. You just fire it up and it says where your Android device is. I think that's it's certainly accurate. It's low power. It doesn't turn on until you ask for it. I think that would be the best choice. It's the Android Device Manager, and it has the added advantage if you lose your phone, you can find it again.
Because it's not on all the time. You can just sort of like, oh, I want to find it now. I mean, you can also do it with Google Maps, where you can share your location for a set amount of time or forever.
Right.
Where you can do it with
Can
Google.
you do it forever?
I don't know.
I know you could say, share my location for the next hour.
But yeah, but you know, the sort of find my Android. That's you know, it gives you like a snapshot of right there at that moment. Yeah. So it doesn't need to be like on all the time.
And you mentioned
like
Tile or Tracker. Those Bluetooth
Tile,
tracking
Tracker,
devices would do. You could use those too. Actually, that'd be better. Put that in the kid's backpack. Then it doesn't use any juice on the phone. You just fire up your phone and you can see where your child is. Yeah. All right. So some good solutions.
This is how you track your children. It's either that or that thing you put in the ear, but you're gonna have to like knock them out first.
The Bluetooth trackers require, for that use, that there be people around who are using the app.
Tiles or
so Tile works that way too, because they're not GPS devices, they're Bluetooth devices. So as soon as you're out of Bluetooth range with the tracker or the Tile, you can't see, you only can see where you saw it last. But I don't know how Tile works because I don't use it, but I use the tracker. If you turn on notifications,
when it gets found,
when somebody walks by with the app running, their app will say, "Oh, I see one," and it'll ping you.
Yeah.
So that would work. And that would use no juice on the phone. In fact, your kid wouldn't even know it's there.
If they leave the phone in the car because they're trying to ditch you.
Sew it into the lining of his cloak.
Yeah, because they have the really small ones now. Yeah.
Yeah. I have one right here.
I wish my parents would have tracked me. I don't think they would.
In case you're wondering where I am, that's on my keys.
We can all track Leo.
Yeah. So, and that shows up on my phone if anybody else sees it. So that's kind of handy.
That's cool.
All right, that is our. Should we try this? Because how much time did we lose with
like
the unplugging?
5 minutes, I think.
Yeah. So let's pop it out. I don't know. Let's see.
Well, we got like a minute.
Let's see here. Well, first what we can do, John. It's going to be very hot. So let's put the food on a serving tray. Oh, I've got an oven mitt. Colleen, you're great. Colleen's dress matches the oven mitt, so that's nice. So here, I'll just do this. I'll just stand up and do this. Just go ahead and eat your pancakes. Oh, okay. First of all.
Oh, it did cancel.
Cancel because I can't open it. It's locked.
There we go.
All right. There we go. Oh. Oh nice. My God, that smells phenomenal. I think the hoisin sauce is nicely caramelized. Look at that. Yeah, that's great. And then these are the beans. Now see, okay, one side effect though I got to point out of roasting the meatballs is the beans are a little dried out on the top and the rice inside a little dried out. I don't know.
But we might have accidentally roasted it twice instead of steamed it once.
It could not. It could be. It's not the fault of the Tovala stove. So, do you want me to dish you out a little bit of this?
Yeah, that'd be great.
So I'm gonna
dropping bats everywhere.
By the way, we gave you that bat in case you wanted to beat up the. What the?
Well, they gave me pancakes. There's no way in hell I'm gonna hit it with a bat now.
We gave you a bat and pancakes. Now you feel guilty. All right.
I'm like, I can't beat up a box that gives me pancakes.
What they say is this is not good. This is not. I used to work in a dining hall, but it's been a long time. You'll have to forgive my mise en place skills are not very good here. But that looks all right. That's a little rice, and I'll give you a couple of the meatballs here. Actually, you can have them all because
you're on your fast.
I'm not going to be eating. I forgot that we were going to be.
You got to take like a little. Can you take a little?
I could take a little bite.
Do you explode?
Yes, I could. Now they give you little Skittles here to shake on.
We're supposed to put stuff on it.
Yeah, so let me put some Skittles on here.
Throw some Skittles on there.
Okay, these are chopped peanuts. You do have any allergies?
No
you
allergies.
Should tell the chef about?
I can eat anything. Now.
Okay, I always say that too. I'm waiting to find a food. Little peanuts because it's Thailand. Yeah. They love Thailand. You know why they love peanuts so much? They got elephants.
Oh.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Wherever there's elephants, I don't know if you've noticed that, there's always peanuts. You like lime juice?
I do like lime juice.
A little lime juice on there? Just a dab? I'm sorry, did I get that in your eye?
No. Okay. I was afraid though. I covered.
You were just crying?
I've had that happen before.
Now, this they say is optional.
Oh yeah,
this
that's
is something called sambal.
Yeah,
you know this?
Yeah, put that in.
It's hot sauce.
Yeah.
It's gonna be spicy.
Yeah. Put a little on the side. That way it doesn't take away
you can
from
dip
the actual flavor.
Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll just put the little sambal thing and you can just then you got it. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, have I ever met you before?
No.
No.
This is my first time on this show.
This is your first time on the show. Here, I'm going to give you a roll-up, and that's going to give you two.
Ooh, that's hot.
Well, of course, we've been cooking it for hours, slaving over a hot Tovala.
This is really nice cutlery, by the way.
I know. I'm telling you, it's
quality.
Nothing but the best. It's not like an airplane where we give you a plastic knife.
I have our cutlery is all from old airplane cutlery. It's like TWA, United. Yeah.
Did you steal it from
I have
an
no
airplane?
idea where we got it from. We just have all
Does it
this
say
old,
like property of TWA on it?
It just says TWA on it. Or
Wow.
United. Or,
That's very cool.
Yeah.
That's very hipster.
I really have no idea where we got it.
All right, so he's going to...
All right, I'm going to try that little...
Don't burn yourself. Blow on it, yeah. So here we go. This is the Tovala oven. An something taste test. What would it be unsolicited? No. Unbiased? Is it good?
That's good, yeah. Just try the rice.
Is it? Would you like be happy if you paid $12 for that?
That's tough.
Yeah, see, that's my feeling, is that we roasted the rice and beans at the same time as we did the meatballs. The meatballs are fine, but I think it dried the rice and beans out a little bit.
Yeah, the rice is fine.
Is it?
And the beans are
Let me
good.
taste
They're
the bean.
crunchy. I like them when they're a little bit crunchy.
I can eat a bean. They are crunchy.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, they're not soggy. That's
another thing. Yeah,
it's not like a TV dinner.
Yeah, it's not.
No,
it's like a segmented TV dinner.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. We will have a complete review of this on next Saturday with Megan Maroney on the Screensavers. Here's a little place setting for you.
And I wish I had a little candle. And then I have pancakes for dessert.
Thank you so much, Roberto Baldwin. I'm so glad you came here. It was a very hot day, no air conditioning. He came up. I would have just turned back and said, screw him. Screw him. I'm not doing it.
I was on the phone.
I'm not coming. It's too hot.
Yep. No air conditioning. Yeah, I know.
But
no. Yeah.
I got tiny meatballs.
I got. Oh, you have tiny meatballs? Hold on.
Wait a minute.
Get back on the freeway.
Pancakes.
I didn't even know about the pancakes.
Pancakes.
Surprise pancakes.
I tell you what, we like you so much. You're the first time I've ever given a host pancakes on the show. You're a winner, Roberto Baldwin. We will find his work. He's a senior editor at Engadget, and you're covering the car show. You're going to Europe. I'm going to the Nissan Leaf event next week. Oh, you got to tell us all about that, because Lisa wants to buy one. Yeah, Nissan Leaf. It's got a new Leaf. They're completely redesigned, because the other one looked like a bug, an alien bug. It does look like a bug. It's like weird. Completely redesigned. Completely electric. It's supposed to look better. 135 miles? Yeah, or so. Yeah, that's the sort of leak specs. Said. Yeah. And then the week after, I'm going to the auto show in Frankfurt, Germany. Oh, is that a good one? Is that a big one? Yes, it's become much. It's way cooler than I thought it was going to be. Mercedes. So there's going to be Mercedes. There's going to be a BMW, a concept supercar. BMW will be there. They're going to show off the new Mini Electric. So if you want an all-electric Mini, which my wife is very excited about. I love the Mini. Yeah, so that's going to be shown off. Clubman Electric? The Clubman Hybrid is available like now-ish, actually. Yeah. The all-electric Mini will be 2019. That might be my next car. Yeah, so I showed my wife. She's like, oh. I like the Minis. We have the Clubman. But she wants. Do you? Yeah, we have. I see you in a Clubman. Somehow. Yeah, maybe it's the shirt. We have the all four. Yeah, it's the shirt. It looks like I'm going to. Look, he's like outdoorsy, but he also is ready to go out into town. Exactly. You know, do they have a Woody Clubman with wood sides? They oughta. I think they have a Pacer. That would be so like that. Pacer. Not the Pacer. The Paceman. They had one. It's called the Paceman, not the Pacer. That'd not the Pacer. Yeah. Anyway, catch Roberto's work Engadget.com and frequently on. Twit. We love having you on the Roundtable Show. Thank you for being here. He has many cover bands. You have any performances coming up? Oh, next Friday in San Francisco, we're playing an LCD sound system set. So if you like 2000s dance music, dance punk, dance indie music, there's going to be some great DJs. Aaron Axelman from Live 105 is there. He's going to be DJing. Oh, that'd be fun. We're going to play an LCD sound system set, which we haven't done in a long time. Because they have a new album. Yeah, they have a new album. Yeah, they're back. So it seems weird for us to keep doing songs for them. So we do other stuff mostly. Nice. But yeah, we're doing a big set. And where's that going to be? It's going to be at the Rickshaw Stop. September 8th, it's Friday. I think doors are like 8 or 9 o'clock. I feel like I'll tweet something out. When I worked in radio. And you can catch Roberto's set at the Rickshaw Stop on Sunday the 8th. Friday the 8th. Thank you all for being here. We really appreciate it. We do this show every Saturday afternoon. There's cooking, there's pancakes, there's fun and food and pancakes. If you want to join us in studio, just email tickets at twit.tv. We'll put a chair out for you. If you want to watch us live, it's twit.tv/live. 3 p.m. Pacific, Saturdays. That's 6 p.m. Eastern, 2200 UTC. You can also watch on demand after the fact. Just go to our website, twit.tv, and download audio or video of this and every show we do Best thing you could do, though, is find an app, whether it's Pocket Casts or Overcast. Our My Twit app is a great app. There are great apps out there. And subscribe so you don't miss an episode, because we want to see you each and every week. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on the new Screensavers. Bye-bye. Bye. Pancakes. Woo! This actually looks really good. I'm really mad at myself.